Thank you for joining me this Friday, the 7th of October. I'm Grady Wolfe, a market analyst with Bell Direct, and this is the weekly market update. Lithium exploration stocks stole the hearts of investors around the world in 2021 as a global movement towards a greener future gathered momentum, especially in the automotive sector, with a push toward EV vehicles seeing some countries impose end-of-the-line dates for new petrol vehicle sales. Locally, lithium-ion battery giant Novonix skyrocketed 659% last year from a share price of $1.21 to $9.19 as investor appetite for lithium stocks intensified. The company hit the ground running in January 2021 with an announcement that its pure graphite business had received a grant worth $5.6 million US. Investors also piled into Novonix last year on news that Phillips 66 made a strategic investment in the company and that the company had bought a new battery anode facility in Tennessee. Shares in Liontown Resources also soared 388% to join the top performing stocks on the ASX 200 in 2021 after the lithium miner shared news of its 100% owned Kathleen Valley lithium project being fully funded for construction after signing spodumene offtake agreements with EV and tech powerhouses including Tesla, Ford and LG. Fast forward to 2022 and shares in some lithium exploration companies are tanking, with Liontown Resources down 12.75% year to date, as it is at least 2 years away from first spodumene concentrate shipments. At the same time, other lithium miners are soaring this year, including Core Lithium up 77.8% and Pilbara Minerals up 38.9% since the start of the year. So what are investors looking for when buying into the lithium sector this year? Investors are finding value in those lithium and base metal companies that are looking at expansion into downstream options to capitalise on the higher margins associated with producing the lithium spodumene concentrate instead of just finding and mining it. Pilbara Minerals is one such miner that has not only been shipping spodumene concentrate since late 2018, but it also recently partnered with Calix to develop a new low-carbon lithium salt refining process in Western Australia. Core Lithium is yet to ship its first spodumene concentrate offtake, however, is soaring 77% this year, as investors are impressed by the company not only targeting first production of spodumene concentrate by the end of CY22, but it also having a wide lithium and base metal footprint, with 2 further lithium projects in Australia and copper, zinc and lead projects in the Northern Territory, uranium projects in the NT and South Australia, a zinc project in South Australia and other projects across the country. Additionally, investors are seeing the value in CXO as it also delves into the downstream processing opportunities in the Northern Territory, given the Finniss project synergies with the adjacent Middle Arm industrial infrastructure near Darwin. Understanding the shift in what investors look for in the lithium space, lithium miners will need to explore downstream value-add potentials in order to remain competitive in the eye of the investor this year, especially as demand for lithium-ion batteries grow, with EV sales up 61% in Q2 of 2022. Locally, the ASX soared 5.3% from Monday to Thursday this week amid the global rally that kicked off the week with the Bank of England announcing it will buy £65 billion worth of UK sterling bonds to stabilise the UK bond market, which renewed investor confidence in the UK and global economies. The energy sector was again, as the theme goes in 2022, the winning sector of the week, surging more than 9% amid the growing global energy crisis, on top of OPEC Plus deciding to cut global oil production by 2 million barrels per day to stabilise oil prices. A surprise rally for technology stocks followed the energy sector higher this week as the RBA's lower than expected interest rate announcement of 0.25% eases some borrowing pressure for growth stage technology stocks. Capricorn Metals was this week's best performing stock, adding 20.33% after recent bullish broker notes sent investors piling into the gold miners' shares, while Pilbara Minerals climbed an 18% this week. Telix Pharmaceuticals also jumped more than 18% this week, despite the biopharmaceutical company announcing last week that it was withdrawing its regulatory approval application in Europe. On the losing end of the ASX 200, Magellan Financial tanked this week after the embattled fund manager released its funds under management update for September, sharing that investors have pulled a further $3.6 billion of funds from the company's management during the last month. Taking a look at the All Ords, Paradigm Pharmaceuticals rocketed 53% over the last 4 days following the release of the company's osteoarthritis clinical study, showing the primary endpoint has been met for injectable PPS in the phase 2 clinical trial, and that patients treated with IPPS showed favourable changes over time compared to those treated with a placebo. Over the 4 days, Polynovo and Tito Minerals also jumped 39% and 24% respectively. The most traded stocks by Beldirect clients this week were Worley, Boral, Tyro Payments, Whitehaven Coal, Suncorp Group, Brambles and Pilbara Minerals. Investors also bought into Macquarie Group and BrainChip while taking profits from Mineral Resources. And the most traded ETFs this week were Vanguard Australian Shares Index ETF, Beta Shares Australian Strong Bear Hedge Fund and Beta Shares Geared Australian Equity Hedge Fund. Taking a look at economic data to be released in the week ahead, NAB business confidence data for September will be released on Tuesday. Westpac consumer confidence data for October will be released on Tuesday as well, and US core inflation rate for September will be released on Thursday, giving an indication into just how well the Fed's aggressive interest rate hikes have been at lowering the world's largest economy's inflation rate. And that's all we have time for today. I'm Grady Wolf with Beldirect. Have a lovely Friday, enjoy your weekend, and as always, happy investing.